So, last week I was talking to a teacher who teaches physical education, or better known as Pendidikan Jasmani, in a school in Malaysia, which I shall not disclose right now. He told me in the last 15 years or so, there has been a tremendous decline in the numbers of male students participating actively in physical sports. Yes, this is concerning, but let me tell you what's more concerning. He said, especially in the last 5 years, numerous boys in schools are refusing to participate in sport because they don't want to sweat. Therefore, they rather sit on the shade and not exercise. Sad to say, this isn't just about a particular issue in a particular school, but rather it is a bitter truth that this is the generation of boys we are creating, especially over the last decade. My name is Tashwin, and let's jump into today's topic on how schools and media are destroying masculinity in male children. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for landing on my YouTube channel, and please click the subscribe button below to stay connected with me. Now, before we dive in, let's acknowledge that we are not here to define what it means to be a man, which we will do in some other video soon, but today we are here to explore how certain educational environment and media might be influencing the natural tendency and traits that are associated with masculinity. So, let me take you on a journey through the lens of psychology. Ladies and gentlemen, in the world of education, we often find ourselves navigating the delicate balance between nurturing individualities and enforcing conformity. Schools with their structured schedules and standardized curricula might unintentionally or maybe intentionally be oppressing the diverse expressions of masculinity. See, from a psychological perspective, it is crucial to recognize that boys and girls often display different learning styles and preferences. Boys, on average, tend to be more kinesthetic learners, which means that they learn by doing things. Unfortunately, the modern education system often places more emphasis on sitting still and listening, which can be challenging for those, with a more active learning style. Don't you think so? Okay, listen here closely. I want you to picture this: a young boy, bursting with energy and curiosity, confined to a desk for hours on end. Isn't that like trying to contain a tornado in a teacup? Well, this is exactly what we are doing in schools. Instead of harnessing the natural exuberance, we risk dampening the very essence of what makes this young boy unique. And at the same time, let's not forget the biological aspect of this equation. Our brain, male and female, are wired differently. Yes, this may be hard for some liberal gender activists to digest, but the fact is, man and woman are not equal on many levels. Not just one, but many. Male brains have more connection within hemispheres, but female brains have more connection within hemisphere, because women have a larger connecting bridge between the left and the right hemisphere of the brain, which we call as the corpus callosum. And this divergence in brain wiring contributes to variations of how individuals process information and solve problems. So, as we sit in classroom designed for one-size-fits-all approach, we unintentionally neglecting the unique cognitive strength that comes with being a male. It's a statement worth pondering, my friend. Now let's put it in this way. In a hypothetical world, imagine we treated boys the same way we treated plants. You obviously know that different plants thrive in different environment, right? Some needs more sunlight, others needs more shades. Only then do they grow efficiently. Isn't that so? Yet, when it comes to education, are we providing an environment that nurtures the specific needs of our male students? I don't think so. What we are doing right now is similar to putting all these plants into one common environment and expecting all the plants to give us the similar results. It sounds stupid, doesn't it? It sounds stupid, right? I'll leave it to you. Okay, now, here's another thing. Beyond the psychological and the biological dimension, there's also the social aspect to be considered. Boys, like girls, need positive role models who embody a healthy and balanced expressions of masculinity. So now, we must ask ourselves, are we providing a diverse range of role models for our boys to look up to? Or are we inadvertently perpetuating stereotypes that limits their potential? Let's ask this question to ourselves. Do our boys get the opportunities to admire or take up a real masculine figure to be their role model? And as parents or as any common responsible person, do we encourage them to do so? Well, most children watching television are not exposed to content featuring masculine male characters. Look at all the rubbish Disney makes nowadays. They are the biggest company in the world which produces cartoons for children. This one single example is sufficient enough to explain that disaster that the boys are in. There are literally close to zero children viewing contents out there that enables them to look up to a masculine person which they can take as a role model. And having said all of that, I hope you can see where the problem is. Bringing you back to the scenario of boys not wanting to participate in sports at school because they don't want to sweat, which I said earlier. Do you understand where this is coming from right now? Everywhere. The whole life of young male kids in today's world are surrounded with elements which reinforces their feminine behavior and punishes them for portraying masculine behavior. What's even more frightening is that this doesn't happen to only young boys, even to adults. Yes, man should have both masculine and feminine behavior, but they should be in the correct proportion. But what we are doing currently right now with boys is that we are stripping away their masculinity traits, and many of which are intrinsic, by penalizing masculine behaviors and rewarding the contrary. The famous behaviorist B.F. Skinner, I hope you remember him, his theory of operant conditioning can clearly demonstrate beyond a shadow of a doubt that by doing what they are doing right now, they will gradually get rid of masculine males very, very, very soon. And a clear example would be how traditional masculine behavior are called toxic by the media nowadays when men portrays it. I'll give you one simple and fine example that you know and you may not know at the same time. Alright, listen. Wars in the house. There are some wars in the house. Does that lyric sound familiar to you? I'm not going to continue with that rubbish lyrics, but just go and have a look at WAP, W-A-P, WAP, a song by Cardi B. She is literally teaching young girls how to be prostitutes. See, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be a sensual meaning to the song. By all means, sensuality is an emotion, and a good song have lyrics with strong emotions, and we're all fine with that. But here, Cardi B is literally teaching young girls how to be prostitutes. And every media are fine with that. But when people like Andrew Tate comes in and teaches young boy to be masculine, to be responsible, not to take drugs, be respectful to their woman, take care of their woman, their children, treat people with respect, take responsibility of your action, stop watching porn, boom, false allegation. And he was thrown into the Romanian prison for months. They tried to fabricate false evidence against him, but thankfully they failed later on, and he was released later on. Well, Then let's also take Professor Jordan B. Peterson. They ban him from Twitter. Ben Shapiro, Patrick Bet-David, Tristan Tate. Then the list goes on. These guys, who happens to be influential people who preach masculinity behavior, which young boys can look up to, are constantly facing immense pressure from the authorities every single day to stop what they are doing. But on the other hand, we have Cardi B getting full support for coaching a whole generation of young women to become prostitutes, which I really wish she would fail, because this isn't a healthy thing for the whole of human race at any point in time. So when young boys grow up in this kind of atmosphere, adding on to the fact that the school also fails to nurture masculinity in boys, we will have a bunch of weak men with increased crime and suicide and inability to control their emotions. Extrapolating the graph, we will only end up disastrous. My dear viewers of all gender, race, ethnicity, nations, in conclusion, our journey through the realm of psychology and biology have given us valuable insights into the potential impact of education and media environment on the development of masculinity in our male students. It is crucial that we remain mindful of the diverse needs and strengths of our young boys, fostering an educational landscape that embraces their unique masculine qualities rather than inadvertently stiffing them. So as we continue to shape the future of education, let's remember that nurturing masculinity is not about confining it to a predetermined mold, but allowing it to flourish in all its diverse and vibrant form. Do comment below on any other topic you want me to talk about the next time, and I will love to do so. Nevertheless, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the video with your loved one. After all, the world is a better place when we celebrate the richness of both our similarities and our differences. Thank you for your time. Hopefully, together, we'll make the world a better place, like what Michael Jackson had said. Thank you.